Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Season 2 of the Raising the Bar podcast, where we storytell excellence in Queensland property. Today I have a very special guest and an old friend, Mr. Sachin Nair from Fincode. Welcome to the Raising the Bar podcast, where we storytell excellence in Queensland property. I'm your host, George Souris from Empire Legal. Loanmarket Fincode, yes. There we go.
Yes.
Fun fact, Sachin used to work in the police force looking after children. What technically would you call that?
Child protection.
Child protection. Yeah, you did that. And you were a part-time broker when I met you. Full-time policeman, part-time broker.
That's absolutely right, yes.
And we're going to unpack in this episode that journey for you and the transition into running a successful, busy brokerage out on the Bayside in Wynnum Manly.
Thank you, George. I'm ready. Thank you.
All right, let's just dive straight into the journey for you. So the brokerage journey. Let's rewind right back to when you first started as a broker. Paint the picture. What were you doing? What was your life like? What was the brokerage journey like?
So brokering started out of necessity. I was a full-time police officer.
Yep.
And haven't have too many kids.
How many kids do you have?
I've got 3 kids. We got twins the second time around. So
yep.
Suddenly life became very expensive.
Yep.
We had no money and I needed to find more work. And
yep.
Brokering started. I had a friend who was a broker and I just happened to bump into him and we started talking and I said, hey, I'm looking for more work. Would you have any work for me? And the answer was, yes, you can come and do data entry for me.
Okay. So it started as data entry for a broker.
For a broker.
Outside of hours of the police force,
absolutely,
as a second job, like a side hustle.
Yes.
Right,
yes.
right.
I used to get $200 for every application I did.
Okay. So you'd process it and get $200 as a reward.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I just got introduced to the world of brokering and I started seeing the potential.
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing that there can be a place for me in this world. And I started doing my courses and I then became a broker under the same friend. So I did data entry for roughly 2 years while I was policing and then got into brokering and I still kept policing for probably another couple of years while I was a full-time broker.
What was that like? Because I believe that's when I first met you.
That's right,
yes. You were, or maybe you weren't doing data entry then, you were writing loans.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were writing loans on the side, but you know what, as an outsider looking in, it didn't feel like it was on the side because you were responsive on emails. We always got the deal settled. So yeah, it didn't feel like a side hustle. It just seemed like you're a broker.
I was very lucky and very fortunate that even making connections with you at an early stage of my career, I could finish those jobs. I could finish my application. If someone trusted me with their loan, I could go, yep, I will get it done.
Yep.
But it would have been unfair if I wasn't paying attention to brokering while I was focusing on policing. So I think, and I was very, very fortunate.
Well, for your client's sake as well, right? As we know, it's stressful times buying a house. If you're writing their loan, you sort of have to give it focus. Otherwise, you can have big problems.
I have done loans myself, and even after doing it for so long, I'm stressed when I'm doing my own applications.
Same here, mate, with the conveyancing. It's always when you've got a friends matter or family members matter that something is always a bit hairy, and you think, oh man, I've done this thousands of times, and something always seems to pop up.
Yeah, so if I'm going through that stress, I'm sure my clients or anyone that's dealing with me is going through the same stress. So it's fairly important to give them the comfort that they need, and it's stressful.
In all professional services, it is, mate. You're always managing expectations and trying to keep everybody happy and keep all the balls up in the air. But if we just zoom in on your journey in particular, when did you decide, when the scales tipped and you said, you know what, I don't want to be in the police force anymore and I want to give broking a full-time go? You got a young family, wife, you got a lot going on, man. That would have been pretty stressful.
Yeah, also I think brokering has a beautiful thing called trailing income.
Yep.
So every month a broker gets paid a trailing income.
Yep.
Once that hits a certain stage, you now know your expenses are looked after. You can then pay your mortgage, you can look after your kids because every month you are guaranteed an income that you work for over a few years. So that was a tipping point. Also, when I left policing and joined brokering, COVID was ripe.
Yes.
And everyone was buying a house. Everyone wanted a broker. Suddenly you became extremely busy. So
yep.
You didn't really have to look for work. It was just falling at your feet. You would just wake up and there'd be 10 new clients.
Mate, our business was still pretty new at that point.
Yes.
And yeah, same thing for us. We were very worried about what would happen. And it was a blessing that it was so busy, but we didn't know what to expect.
No one saw that coming. We all thought the world's over. It's going to be a very different, the market's going to crash and houses won't sell. And then suddenly everyone's buying a house.
In Queensland, in Brisbane, with the Olympics coming up and the Sunshine State, it couldn't have been more perfect for Queensland.
I don't know where the money came from, but everyone suddenly had money and everyone wanted a house. So it was perfect timing. And yeah, it was a simple transition, and I've never looked back.
2% interest rates, mate. I remember 1.99. That's where the money came from.
I remember the client that was fixing his loan for 5 years at 2.29, and we were laughing at him. I'm like,
Oh.
why would you choose 2.29 when we can get you 1.89? He was the happiest client.
Yeah, he's probably still on that now. It's probably just running out now.
Just came off this year. Yeah, 2.29.
That's
yeah.
wild. Whereas meanwhile, everyone else went up to 6.5%,
Scary
myself
times.
included. But yeah, you get through it.
Scary times, and but again, look, a lot's changed. I think good things have happened in the market. If you are fortunate enough to be in the market, you've suddenly made some money.
Equity. You've got equity in your property,
Everyone's
for
got
sure.
a bit of equity, and it just
Yep.
gives you a bit more comfort.
Yes. Yes. Just wrapping up this first point then, just talking about the journey for you. So the trail, that's a really good point. I hadn't even thought of that. So that was part of the key decision making for you. Guys, for anyone that may not know what it is, what Sachin said is basically if you write a loan for someone, the bank will pay you a trail every year as long as the loan remains with that
With
bank.
them, yeah.
Yeah, so over time that just keeps growing and you've got stable income coming in. So for you thought, I can look after my family, I'm going to give this a go.
And just touching on that point again, George, any new broker starting in, read your contracts. If you're joining a company, make sure you're getting your trail. Trail is one of the most important things for a broker. Eventually, at some stage, you should be getting some sort of trail for your work. Any broker out there, anyone starting, anyone new, think about the trail.
That's a good point, because otherwise, if you're cutting your teeth learning for a few years and then you decide to leave and go to another business or start your own, that trail, if you don't have access to it, if it stays with the principal, then you're starting again, right? Yeah, which I could imagine would happen quite a bit.
A lot. The biggest thing for me is doing the right thing. I've got a few brokers that work with us now, and you got to look after them. And you also got to look after them from the start, because when things go bad, if things don't work out, relationships go bad, people end up doing wrong things. But if at the start, your contracts are good and everything else is written down, then life becomes easier.
I always say when people exit a business, there's two ways to do it. It's actually just as simple as that. There's the right way and the not right way. And they're very different paths, mate. We've had people that have exited our business that have come back because they've gone and tried other areas or worked in different firms and realised it wasn't a good fit for them. And they exited the right way. So the door was open when they wanted to come back.
Absolutely. And why burn a bridge? Why burn a bridge? You're allowed to leave and you're allowed to do other things. Why burn a bridge?
And it's a small industry, isn't it?
Very,
The amount of deals where we know the real estate agent on the deal, the buyer's agent on the deal, it is a very, very small industry.
Everyone knows everyone. I've never been surprised at how connected everyone is. And as you said, a number of files we worked on, applications we worked on.
Oh, hundreds over the years.
Yeah, and probably would be
would
more.
be.
Yeah, and we've known a lot of people connected in those applications. So you're right, very small world.
If you don't rip anyone off, you do the right thing, if you can hang your hat on the hook when you go home every afternoon and sleep well at night, that should be, in my opinion, the driver for success. If you do the right thing, it will come in perpetuity.
It's a simple fact of life. If you are doing the right thing, you grow. It might take a bit longer. And if you're not cutting corners and you're doing the right thing, it might take you a little longer. But once you get there, your base is strong. Everything is good. People love you.
We've spoken about this every time we catch up pretty much, because the reality is with the conveyancing, you meet the client before us every single time.
Yes.
And you ask them if they've got a conveyancer. And if they don't, no pressure. You say, hey, we know these guys, use them.
But also get excited when I get an opportunity to send someone towards you. It's a genuine excitement because it's helping my mate grow. And, that relationship we have, it's a beautiful thing. And when you have those relationships in the world, and when you are connected with other people, you want them to succeed.
Everybody wins should be the motto.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful thing. It has to be a genuine thing. You can't just fake it.
That's it. And you know what? That comes down to, as the audience would know listening to this, my passion point is no kickbacks, right? I like not paying $50
George,
for a deal.
I was going to ask you today for can we start a kickback, please?
But that's it, right? Our relationship's been built on just genuinely going, these guys will do a good job. And it's not because we're paying you $50 to introduce a client every time.
And you lose the purpose. If that starts happening, when you go, hey, George would give me $50, and if I send this client, I lose the excitement. All I think about is my $50.
And what about when that client finds out that you got paid? It sucks. It's gross.
Also, if a client finds out and you haven't done the good job, I want to send a client to you because I know every time I send a client, my clients are looked after. I've never had a client complain. Actually, one person complained early in the days, but that was nothing to do with you. There's just, how people are. And
we work through it together, right?
we've
At the end of the
been
day, we're a
together
team.
8 years. If one person has complained,
I'll take that. Mate, I'll take that.
there's a funny story about that. But, I was trying to keep both sides happy, and one of my staff managed to send an email that was meant to send to you.
Oh, yeah, I remember this.
To the client, and look, they still used you in the end.
And we got them settled.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, I think 1 in 8 years is not bad. I think, George.
Pretty good.
But
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right,
sorry, no complaints ever, George.
No, yeah. Let's wrap up point 1 there. Transitioning. Okay. Sachin, if you were to start over tomorrow, what would you keep doing and what would you avoid? Just as a quick answer.
I'll keep being genuine in my relationships. I would work really hard to maintain them and then promise things I can deliver.
It's the relationships. I was literally just looking down at my little cheat sheet here. This is literally going to fire us straight into the next point, which is on the back of this. So I've got Sachin, the power of relationships. I know you've supported our business since the start 8 years ago. We've had heaps of mutual professionals to work alongside, and we share a very similar sentiment in the way that we've grown in business.
Yes.
In particular, I think personally your EQ and social skills are second to none, mate. It's like Sachin's secret sauce is just there. Everyone loves Sachin. It's always fun. And just on the back of that, how have you managed to have a laugh along the way and still get the job done? And this whole section is just all about relationships. Every person we have on this show, I do a little list of what I think you can add the value, and I think this is your strongest point.
Thank you, man. I'll take that. I think the reason I'll call myself successful now, but the reason I've
Mate, you are successful. And
Thank you.
I'll say it for you. There you go.
George, I've had some really good relationships, and everyone I've connected with, it's been a very mutual sort of a relationship. The biggest relation at the start of my career would be with a woman, Daniela Ruvers. We met through policing. We connected. And the things she did for me, I might have done a few things for her family when I could, and then she's returned the favor. Yeah, and
with no pressure, right? No pressure. It wasn't because of returning a favor. It's just you help people that you like.
She connected me with a lot of people that she knew in the industry. She used to be a financial planner. She's one of my best friends now. And look, that's where it started, and that's where you learn about relations. Going, okay, this is important. Like, I have given her something, but she's trying to give something back to me.
Yes.
And then
genuinely wants you to succeed and do well.
And that's a beautiful feeling. And when you find those relationships, you just don't let go of those relations. You just work hard on those relationships. And I think once you understand that, how simple and how beautiful it is to have a few good people in your life, and then just work really hard with them.
How do you know who's going to be a good person, though? Like, just playing devil's advocate here, I think about you, and man, you just know so many people. If you're walking down Wynnum Manly, like where your office is and where you live, you know every second person. How have you done that? It's a special skill, man. It is.
It's simple. I heard this somewhere. It resonates with me that people are liked by a lot of people, actually like a lot of people themselves. So if I know a lot of people know me. If I'm walking down the street, I'm generally keen to talk to anyone. And
you're a happy guy too. I think that's part of your.
And I want to say something funny. I want to crack a joke. I want to make that.
It's like, oh, it's Sachin.
Yeah. I just want to. So that's it's a hard thing to explain, but once you understand, it becomes really simple. You also have to like people to be liked by people. And you have to do it on an everyday basis. You can't just, you can't fake it. You actually have to be invested. You
took the words out of my mouth. I was going to ask you, is Sachin a happy guy? You seem like the happiest guy ever. Are you a happy guy?
I love it. I love being happy. And I don't have to fake it. I just wake up happy every morning. I can sleep for 3-4 hours and I wake up, I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm happy and nothing makes me upset. You can upset me every now and then, but...
We're all human. Yeah. And I'm not just saying this for the podcast. We've spent a lot of time together. Yeah. I don't ever think I've seen you in a shitty mood or yelling or like upset. I've seen you stressed. Yeah. You've probably got 1 or 2 phones all the time. And I'm like, man, this guy is hustling. But I've never seen you where you're like, I hate my life, or this sucks.
It doesn't. I've had the most beautiful life, and it does not suck. And I've got a wife, she does yelling, and that's... Sorry, bye.
Shout out to Haley. Yeah. Keep Sachin in line.
I've had a very blessed life, so I've got nothing to complain about. And where I've come from and where I am right now, I can't be thankful enough. And I think being happy is just a way of life. And you've got to be thankful every day. And I think everyone knows this.
We're in Australia, mate. You weren't born in Australia, were you? Where were you born?
I was born in India.
Yep.
I was 21, 22 when I moved to Auckland.
NZ. I knew you were in
NZ,
the police force in NZ. Yeah,
Yes.
and you met Haley in NZ, as far as I believe.
We met through policing, yeah.
Through policing,
yeah.
yep.
And then we moved here, came for a holiday. Mum and Dad were here, and we've gone, yep, this is a much better economy and much better place to live. The sun is always shining. And
Especially in Queensland.
Oh,
so wait, you lived in India until you were 21?
21, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm 45 now, and yeah, now I've been...
So, okay, question. Did you learn English in school?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think British spent a lot of time in India before.
Okay, cool.
And most Indians now speak English.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, so...
Random question.
Yeah.
I go to Greece, where we're from, and the island that my dad's side's from,
Yes.
rare to get someone that can speak English there.
No, I think most of our books are in English.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
Yep.
we've got, English is everywhere in India.
Beautiful. I guess that would have been easy with the transition. Otherwise, we would have been like, what the heck?
I had to work in my accent and my head shaking, but nah. Just kidding.
So, relationships. I want to build a business more like Sachin's, which is relationship driven. How do I do it? I know it's probably a difficult question to answer considering the individual personalities of everyone, but say I want to grow my brokerage, grow my business, and I've come to you for advice. What are you going to tell me to do?
The biggest thing would be give more than you expect. If I can have a good relation with you and I've been giving you clients, that should be a need for me, rather than going, hey, George, give me something back. You do things for other people without any expectations, and your business would grow. Any relation would grow. Even now, if I can find a client that I can send your way, I get excited. Never lose that excitement. If you can do something for someone, don't lose that excitement and give more than what you expect. And that's being genuine.
Yeah, just help people.
Yeah, and then you grow. When you're not waiting for George to do something for me before I do something for you, George.
Oh, mate, the reality is, for every 100 deals, I'd be lucky to send you one. Let's be honest. It's the way that this works. Where am I going to find a random client that needs a loan?
To answer that is every 100 deals I send you, you do a good job with them. So then
That's why I like working with you, mate, because you understand that we'll still give the value to the client and to you guys. We'll make your life easier.
It's as simple as that. When my clients are not calling me, I'm going, my settlement's not booked.
I'm stressed.
This is not
Solicitor
happening.
doesn't call me back.
And it's a horrendous experience when communication's missing, especially in our job, because everyone has big expectations. You're buying a house, you're gonna set your family up, and then we stuff it out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not acceptable.
Well, thank you for those kind words.
George gave me $20 to say
this. Slip your $50 later. All right, I've got one more point then on relationships. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and you tell me if I'm wrong.
Please.
You're walking down Bay Terrace in Wynnum, you know all these people. Would it be fair to say that you spend a lot of time just out in the community? Is it coffee shops? How are you making all of these friends? How do you do it?
Because I need to know them. There's my need to know these people. So it's
like who's the shop owner of the coffee shop, or who owns the dress shop down the road? I just want to have a chat to them.
And I see them every day, so why can't I just stop and say hi? And I've got this mad need, and my wife hates it. Went to a wedding recently. The wedding was done, and we had a spare day on Sunday, and the whole family was there. Haley wanted to go out and do things, and I was like, nope, I just want to find out who these people are. So.
Make friends with all these people.
I think that's my need. I need to know who these people
are. And that gives you energy? That makes you feel good? You enjoy just meeting people, talking to people? Yeah.
Just smiling at people. I would sit down with anyone out there and have a coffee and actually have a good time. I wouldn't hate it. I
totally believe that. Yeah, and the irony is, mate, off the back of that, is these people they're gonna know. This is my favourite thing: know, like, and trust.
Yes.
They're gonna know Sachin. They're gonna like Sachin.
Yes.
Because he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
And they're gonna trust Sachin.
Yes.
And they know that when it comes to a loan, your team does it. So I guess it's a win-win. You're getting energy. You're making new friends, and you're probably going to help them one day right alone.
Just finishing off there is, you have to do a good job. You can like all these people. You can go and make friends, but when you don't do a good job, the word travels again. Yeah, you have to do. And it's unfair. You can get business, and when you can't deliver, don't get that business.
Yeah, just say no. We've been big on that in our firm. Mate, every day, can you help me with this traffic infringement, or can you help me with this family law thing? And we just have to say no. I want to help everyone. I've got a bit of a people-pleasing problem. I'm trying to get better at it.
You
but
and me,
man, I've gotten pretty good over the years now, just being like, look, I actually just can't help you with that because it's not fair for you. Yeah. I don't know how to do family law.
Yes. And I think one thing I've learned also is not to ask people to do things that they can't. Don't make it hard for other people. I might come to you and say, hey, George, do you know someone that can do family law? Don't put your friends and don't put your relationships into a hard position.
Yeah, it's probably a whole other side topic, but I could imagine you would probably have a list of people to connect people with. People like you that know so many people go, oh, I've got a mechanic, or I've got a guy that does this, or I've got a guy that does that. And I imagine you introduce them free of charge. You're doing it because you just want to help. You're not doing this to make money. Oh, I've got a guy and he'll help you out.
See, I make my money in brokering, and I make good money in brokering. I don't need referrals. I don't need $100, $50. If I'm getting $50 from Empire Legal, I'm sure I can find someone that'll give me $100.
And you know what? It's funny you say that. You can actually find someone that will probably give you $150 or $200.
Then you lose focus. I'm not brokering. I'm suddenly trying to make money out of other avenues. That is not my core skill, and I'll stick to my core skill and make good money there.
That's why you're sitting in this chair with me, mate.
Thank you very much. It's a lot. Thank you.
Let's go on to point number 3. Let's shift the focus onto your team. How many people in your team? How many people do you help? What do you now love about what you've created from being part-time Sachin doing data entry and then writing loans outside of 9 till 5 to leading this team now? Let's talk about that.
My team's quite big right now. It's 12 or 13 us. There's one school kid that does, so that's the 13th person.
Older than 14, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's almost graduated. She wants to be a broker. I'm like, yeah, come along, and does really good work.
I'm stirring you up.
Yeah.
How old's the business?
The business will be 5 years in November.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's 5 years full time now. I have a business partner, Paris. He's based out of Melbourne. Funny story there. So he started off, I mentored him into brokering. He wanted to then conquer the world and do his own thing, and he left me, broke my heart, and then I managed to bring him back.
That's why you were crying.
Yeah. Look, I think he had a really good point. I've been doing brokering for longer. I don't want to give you 50%, but I want you my business partner. And he's like, hold on, that doesn't make sense to me. I know you want me.
So did he go? He went and did his own thing for a while?
Yes, yeah. But he became my best friend, and we did everything together. We would talk 20 times a day. We're doing property developments together. We're doing so much together. Didn't make any sense to be running a business away from this fella.
But you know what? This is what we were talking about at the start. The first point of the way you exit.
Oh, absolutely.
So what, even he was a broker down there and you were still like talking and then you realised, you know what, we should actually team up. Like resource pool.
Everything. We were spending so much time doing the same thing just in 2 different entities.
Yeah.
So we've gone, hold on, it makes no sense. And there's been a lot of growth since. Just came across really good people that help grow my business and get it to a good stage. And Amber, she's
of course, Amber's been the backbone of your business for pretty much almost the whole time, right?
Yes.
How long have you had Amber? Nearly the whole 5 years
since the start.
There you go.
And she's been amazing. There was another really good worker with us. She's a full-time mum now, Caitlin. I think you know Caitlin. Amber, Caitlin, and myself, we grew the business on this side, and Paris was growing his business in Melbourne. Best thing ever happened to me was all these people. They've just stuck around, and we've formed 6 brokers now, including Paris and myself. And then 6 support staff, and then we also got a part-timer.
That's pretty similar to us, actually. I think we've got about 6 file handlers with assistants.
Beautiful journey. As you asked me that question, I'm thinking back. It's been a really good journey.
Only 5 years. That's the other thing to remember. You've built a successful brokerage in under half a decade. This is the part where you probably need to stop and think for a sec, going, man, I was hustling after hours by myself part-time, and now I've got more than a dozen people in my team now, and we're kicking goals and we're helping people write loans and help people buy their dream properties every day.
And at the same time, you're actually enjoying the whole process. You come into work and you actually feel like being there. We'll have bad days, we'll hate each other on a certain day, but then by the time you go back home, you're back in love, and you realize we are all in this together.
That is it, mate. That is it. We go and catch up every now and then, not as often as I'd like, but we catch up. We usually drag Alec along, a few others, and man, we're always having a laugh. And the irony is, it's not even a business catch up. And that's what we always say. We're actually just catching up as mates. I can't even remember a time where we've actually had a serious business chat, because if there's a problem, we just fix that in the moment during the workday.
When you try to catch up a business, it's not fun. You don't enjoy your formal. You're like, I want to catch up with you.
Too stiff.
I want to be silly with you. I want to say things that shock you, and you go, why? No one says that. Why are you saying that? I just want to make you laugh. Thinking back, I met so many good people through your connections. I met Alec through your boat party. I met Ash Hansen through your first Christmas party, and they are my best friends. And
isn't it cool? I met Ash. I bought a house off Ash. I didn't even know her. I literally bought a house off her, and then we sort of had a bit of a chat and became mates. And then it's cool that you got introduced. But on the flip side, I'm just thinking out loud now, I recently reconnected with Emma through you, and that was ironically over a lunch, but not a formal sit down. We were just at the local pub and we just got some chips and had a laugh, and you're like, oh, you guys should chat. And then Emma introduced me to somebody else, and it's just like, man, this is just the power of you find your people and you work together.
It's amazing, and when you look back how you met these people. I met Emma. Emma sent me an email when she worked at Universal. And then I wanted to catch up. She never followed up, and I hated her. I'm like, I hate you, Emma.
You got ghosted. Got ghosted by a girl. Classic. Yeah.
I'm used to that. And then we reconnected through Ash, and it's been the most amazing. And Emma and I share an office now, and she's running a beautiful buyers agency through that space, and she's helping me grow. She knows everyone out there, and she's introducing me to a lot of people, and I'm enjoying it. Shout out to Emma and Acquired Buyers Agency. She does amazing work.
It hit home this last point. I'm a BDM. My primary role in the business is to find more people to work with and vet them and see if they'll be a good fit for our team. We don't just take anybody. We actually go and meet with them and vet them. The best, most fun introductions I've gotten is through a channel like this, where we've just caught up and you've given me a name or two. And instead of going, oh, you know, go call Emma or whatever, you'll just introduce me to Emma, or you'll just send a text going, you two need to talk about working together. And then the door's already open. That compared to me looking through the realestate.com top 100 and trying to call them, which, you know, I hate that stuff. I want it to be a real relationship.
It has to be, though. When you meet good people and you know they are good businesses, you want them to connect. If Emma's doing business out there, you know, she's getting busy, she needs support. Right? Then she can go, hey, I don't need to worry about with Empire Legal. You know, I can just pass the name on. I stole Alec McEwen's food at one of your parties, and he was like, who's this guy? Why is he eating my food? I think Gabby, his wife, was like, we don't like this guy, and we're best friends now.
Yeah, and that's another point as well. Mate, the pie is big enough, and I've said this from 8 years ago, and I'll continue to say it. There is so much work out there. I think about Empire Legal, we're not the biggest. We're not the biggest. There's guys out there a lot bigger. Right? I know firms out there that write a lot more volume than us, but our game's not a volume game. I'm not interested in doing the most amount of deals. I want to give the best service, the best experience. And all these other guys out there, power to them, because there's so many deals out there. There's so much for everyone to eat.
There is so much. Even often, you know, George, I will get clients and I'll send them your way, and you will come back going, no, we can't represent them. We're doing the other party, you know. And then, you know, I would send them different lawyers. You know, we use other lawyers,
of course,
and it's allowed. And you'll have to have the relation. And you also want the other lawyers that you refer to do the same good job, because then life becomes easy.
And mate, other brokers, I'm sure you don't try and trip them when you see them walking down the street. At the end of the day, there's enough for you guys to eat as well.
My street is full of brokers.
Literally every third door. Like I can probably rattle off 6 or 7 names right now on your street people, where they all are.
And they're all good people. And I want to walk down the street and say hi to them. I drink with Kieran from Ola all the time, and we're good friends. And, you know, he's a much bigger broker than myself.
That office where he is, that's where I used to work. My second job as a lawyer was in that exact office.
I knew Abby back then.
Yeah, you knew Abby before me,
Prolo, there's enough in the market for everyone. You don't hate anyone, and you wish them well. When you wish other people well, good things come to you.
Power of positivity.
I think you have to be positive. I think,
otherwise you're rocking in a corner crying.
Oh, look, stressful enough.
Mate, I've got just 2 more quick things for you. The first one, what's a daily habit or hack that keeps Sachin sharp in this business 24/7? You can take a few seconds to think, and this is your personal spin on it. It doesn't even have to be business, it can be in your personal life too. What's one little thing, a little hack, you reckon, that keeps you going?
From heart to heart, and I think everyone talks a big game, you just got to be happy. You got to wake up and be thankful for what you have. There will be days when you'll be hating your life. You know, you'll be going, I can't get this done, I can't solve this problem that I have. But you got to be thankful. You got to wake up every day. You can have 3 hours of sleep. Yes, I know you wake up tired, but you got to still be thankful and going, yep.
Hey man, we're still in Australia. I think about that all the time.
It's a beautiful life, and the problems that we have are not really problems.
There's no jets flying over, or we're not starving. We've got a pretty good life over here.
And we have, though, and I have a very blessed life. If I have to live again, I'll probably want to change a lot of things.
How good's that? Yeah.
So that's my personal hack every day. Just be happy, man, and just be thankful, and, you know, keep going. Even if I'm tired and I have to work, I'm working for myself. I'm not doing it for your family. I'm doing it for my family. So I don't like being a victim. I don't want to go, I've worked too hard. I'm too tired. Nah, man, I'm doing it for myself. So
get up and go.
Either do it or don't do it.
It's mindset, isn't it? Really, a lot of it comes down to, if you've got a good mindset, good stuff happens. I'm a big believer in that.
Mindset has to become an everyday thing. You can't get up and read some quotations and go, yeah, I'm going to have a really good day. You actually have to start living a good life. Your life is what you make it.
I like that. Another little one-liner I heard
Yeah.
that I quite like is, the harder I work, the luckier I get.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a good one.
If you're in sales, be out there. Don't sit at home. Everything we do is sales. Yes, you might be a lawyer, but you are selling, you know.
We're recording in my office here at Spring Hill,
Yeah.
and I barely come to this office anymore because I've got a totally different job now. If George 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago wouldn't have got up off the desk just to go heat up some food in the microwave,
Yes.
George today, if I'm sitting at this desk, something's wrong. Like a real estate
Absolutely.
agent, you should be
Absolutely,
out
yeah.
talking to people, meeting
Yes.
people, you know, working out how I can help them so my team can do the work for them.
Even getting an opportunity from you to go, hey, Sash, do you want to come and do this with me? I want to be here. And I hate public speaking. I hate anything like this. If you go into my Instagram, I don't even have Instagram anymore. There's nothing out there. I'm just lucky the business keeps coming. But this is an opportunity that you've given me, and I want to take it. I'm like, yeah, I want to be here.
The audience will get so much value, and there's some pretty cool nuggets that can be taken out of
hopefully,
that.
yeah.
On the back of that, we've got one more question.
Ready,
So we're
I'm
here to
ready.
raise the bar. The
Yes.
whole point of this podcast, its purpose, is to storytell excellence in Queensland property, right?
Yes.
And we think you're pretty excellent, mate.
Thank you, mate.
You've built
Coming from you,
a
that's
very
huge, thank
successful
you.
business, and you've helped countless amounts of clients.
Thank you.
So what I want from you, and you can have a few seconds to think about
Mm-hmm.
it, is just one golden nugget. Doesn't have to be strictly business related. It can be personal. Just anything for the audience that's listening out there, that if you could say, here's just one piece of advice or one thing to help you in your life, what is it?
I think I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
He's ready, straight out of the
Yeah.
gates. Shoot.
I learn to listen. Learn to listen is the biggest thing I would say. If I am sitting here and I want to tell George everything by myself, I'm losing the point. If I'm sitting next to George, I need to know what has George got to offer. Make people feel important, listen, and then deliver. In our world, it's all about making people feel important. Clients come to me with nothing. We'll have clients who have zero deposit. They leave our office feeling that they are doing really well in life, you know, and that we give them a plan, do this.
A pathway to how they can get there. Yeah.
I can sit here and tell 100 things that are wrong with them. You know, we don't tell them that. We just tell them what's going good. So when you learn to listen, and when you learn to make people feel important, you'll do well in sales. So that my golden nugget would be, you know, listen. This is not your time to tell them, hey, I did this, and this.
That's the first way to get them to shut off. If you're actively listening and you can follow up and build on what they are asking, that's probably how you've made so many friends, mate, is just listening to people.
Listening and just making people feel important, and everyone's struggling. We all have our own struggles. You're a brand new dad, man. I don't know why you're sitting here. So Anna's going, George,
I've got a good wife, mate.
Oh,
Shout
man,
out to
we
my
need
wife,
that.
Anna.
Oh, we need good wives. We need very good wives. Without a good wife, I wouldn't be sitting here either. My wife has done so much for me. My kids have been looked after. I've never had to.
And Hayley's in the business as well now. Yeah, right.
I get yelled at home and at work. I love it. Lady just moved a whole house by herself without me packing a box. This is now amazing, and same with Anna. She does a good job with keeping you being out, like giving the opportunity to be out here.
Oh, mate, she's very emotionally regulated, very calm. It's very good energy for me because I'm very go, 100 miles an hour. Yeah. It's a good balance for us too.
You need that. You need that. To be successful, you need that.
We always used to joke going, oh, man, Hayley must be a very patient lady. But
She's not patient. She means well. She's not patient. I love you. I'm sorry. But I'm not patient.
On the back of your golden nugget tip, my dad always says 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. That is a very powerful piece. I totally agree with you on that listening part.
Look, I've worked with some really good police officers, and the best skill they had was they'll listen when you're dealing with stressful situations. You're not trying to prove, you're not trying to tell how amazing you are. You just sit back and listen. Listening is an amazing skill, and once you listen, people want to tell you more.
Last thing, and then we'll put this to bed for
Thank you.
this episode. Just on the back of that, I just think this is valuable, and it's a side quest. But you think about now, technology, phones. For years, I've been making a conscious effort. If I have a lunch, for example,
Yes.
I'll put my phone face down.
Yes.
And now I'm trying to even get better at using Do Not Disturb.
Yes.
Because, do you know what? I live at the Gold Coast. If I've come to Brisbane to meet with you for a meal,
Yes.
to share food with you for an hour,
Yes.
hour and a half, whatever it might be, I actually want to know how you are. I get life comes up and there's busy
Yes.
and there's settlements and there's time of the
Yes.
essence, there's all this stuff. But, I've got a very good team. I'm very lucky that
Yes.
for 60 minutes, if I can't just sit and have a chat with you and see how you are going,
Yes.
what am I even doing? Why'd I even bother driving all the way to come and chat to you if I'm just some scatter that's just
Yes.
cooked on his phone or
Yes.
sitting on Instagram or TikTok? Like, I didn't drive to see you for that. That's rude. I'm there just to chat to you. It's a really hard one, right? It's a hard
really
one.
hard one because I think we're the last generation that actually would do that. You know, the way the world's heading.
But do you struggle with it? I personally struggle with it, man. I'm not amazing at just leaving my phone. I'm trying to get better at not needing my phone.
Look, as I said, like when you start enjoying the conversation, when you start listening, your phone becomes non-existent when you're in that conversation. If you're listening, you can't be on your phone, you can't be distracted.
Providing, mate, if you had loans due, like you've got a team that can help with that. If you didn't have that team though, there's no way in the world you'd even be able to go to the lunch, let alone you'd be glued on your phone. Yeah. It's more important to get that client's deal settled.
Yes.
Whereas, now, the team's got that, that's their role. I'm actually here to meet someone.
I would be lost. The biggest thing that I have is my team. They give me everything. Again, I'm so blessed with people. I genuinely think I'm the luckiest person out there. Everything falls into place for me. That biggest thing is, again, the people that I work with. They are all so genuine with me. They're also dedicated to me. And same with Paris. He has created a very similar world in Melbourne. And that's why we all gel so together. We have really good people that do so much for us.
That's a common theme across the podcast is people, people, people. We built Empire on the back of people. Yeah. We've been trying to get another paralegal or lawyer to join our team. Yeah. Mate, no one has fit in yet, so we haven't taken anyone. And you know what? We decided as a group that we'd rather split the work across who's remaining than bring in the wrong person. And that's always been our ethos.
We've hired wrong a few times, and it just takes you backward. Yeah, all businesses have the same problem, finding the right people. When you find them, hold on to them. Just don't let them go. There's more to it than, putting photos on Facebook and telling them how much you love them. There's so much more to it. Yeah.
They spend a lot of hours at work. People spend a lot of time working, and if you're not actually having a good time, you will burn out. You won't last, no matter how good the money is.
Absolutely. They can't turn up and, you spend 8 hours with them every day. Lot of time, and they're giving so much to you and your business and your family.
More than you'd see your own family. The amount of time you spend with your work colleagues, so you've got to have a bit of a laugh along the way.
And be genuine with them also. Again, I think coming back to the same thing, listening to what they need also is a very important thing. Once you master all those things, life becomes pretty simple.
Listening again, that's another superpower. Listening is the superpower for Sachin.
Yeah.
Easy, isn't it? Yeah. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your words of wisdom. We'll pop in the show notes where people can find out more about your team and your business and get in touch if they need any help with writing loans or understanding their position or whatever that may be.
Georgie, and thank you so much for even giving me this opportunity, man. I feel special. I feel like I've made it, but Thank you so much. I'm sure it's going to help my business a little bit, and if it does, then I know who to thank. Thank you, Georgie.
It's just about adding value to whoever's listening. That's what it's all about. Is just if you're listening out there, if you do want to get in touch with Sachin or myself, my email is publicly available on our website. We'd love to help.
I'm going to add another thing. If there's a new broker that needs some advice, please call up. I'd love to. I generally enjoy those conversations.
Here's a real life testament. My brother was looking about a year ago to get into broking. I was on my honeymoon and I contacted 3 people. There's 3 people that I said, I'm going to reach out and see if we can open up some doors. You were one of them. And mate, I was on my honeymoon and I reached out to you and you're like, no worries, I'll chat to him anytime.
Man,
how good's that? Even if it wasn't a good fit for your business, you were still willing to have a chat and work and see if you could help him.
It's
and it's all about helping.
It is about helping. I might be a very different stage of my career. People are starting out. They need those good conversations. They need those genuine conversations. They need to know, hey, this is what I need to do. This is what I don't need to do. Helping people succeed is such a beautiful thing.
It's part of the great circle of life, mate. We take the juniors on here that are doing their placement from university.
Yes.
That was me 10 years ago.
I'm telling you, I used to think, why would someone come to me for a loan? There's so many brokers out there, and they don't stop coming now because we do a good job with them, and you make your own place.
That's a limiting belief though, isn't it? Because we thought the same thing. We're like, oh man, there's a conveyancer on every corner pretty much, but you know what? There's not good conveyancers on every corner.
Oh, look.
Same as brokers, same as agents.
Yeah, look, there's so many brokers out there, and we had to do a simple exercise before I joined. I was doing a course to join brokering, and the exercise was call up a local broker in your area and write down their experience. There were 13 people in the class, not one had a good experience. And that goes, okay, well, there's a
gap in the market.
There's a big gap in the market, and I'm going to get that gap,
Yep, and look at you now.
Oh, thank you, mate.
I think like we're still warming up, to be honest. I feel like I don't even feel like I'm a veteran yet. It's nearly been a decade.
I'm telling you, we've had a beautiful relationship, and, seeing each other grow, and, I connected with Abby before I connected with you, and then you and I just took off, and I think very similar journeys where we've done well in our businesses and been very honest with our cause.
Wouldn't have even had Empire without Abby. Abby Abby taught me everything I know.
Yeah. Well, I just had a lawyer that was stuffing up, and someone said, talk to Abby, and that was one of the best things that happened, and Abby just absolutely sorted everything out. If you haven't bought a house and if you haven't been through the process, and it's hard to explain how important a good lawyer is.
And we're not here to plug that, but it's true,
serious,
right?
You'll see something online for $1,500 and you go, I want that. They're doing it so cheap. Please stay away. Please stay away. You can go with them and nothing bad might happen. You might never find out, but when things happen, the extra money that you pay for quality is very important.
I literally say to people, it's not a problem until it's a problem, and when it's a problem, you wish you had the guys that knew what they were doing.
We can have another podcast about this, problems and things that go wrong. And,
that would be an interesting episode. Yeah.
Thank you so much again, and thank you for having me. And look, all the best with the new beautiful chapter of your life with Bub, and beautiful things happening there.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, and
truly, thank you.
I think we're going to be friends for a long time.
We will be. We've already stood the test of time. I can't wait for a few more years to come back and sit in these chairs again.
Mate, I still think you should pay me $100 for every. Just saying. Yeah. Not asking for much.
This guy.
Yeah. Thank you, mate.
Thank you.